The story is entitled, No One Can Hear You Scream, written by Chronic Nightmares. The mission had been to explore the unknown reaches of the universe in search of habitable planets. To do this, a machine was created, a spherical device that is attached to the ship and rips open the fabric of the universe, creating a portal to the unexplored regions. But unbeknownst to the crew of Horizon X-229, they were actually entering into another dimension entirely. The ship's engine thrummed beneath Diana's feet as the alarm permeated loudly in the air. Lights flickered on and off repeatedly, leaving only brief glimpses of the crew laying scattered around the floor in pieces. She saw arms, legs, and even half of Clint's head strewn across the ground in a bloody mess of gore. Diana could feel her heart beating inside of her chest like a drum.
What is going on?
She thought. One moment, she was in cryosleep. The next, she was awake, as the sound of screams echoed through the corridors. Those blood-curdling screams that still played in her mind vividly, as well as the terrifying sounds that followed inhuman shrieks that sent shivers up her spine. Power suddenly went out completely across the entire ship, and the gentle vibration beneath her feet ceased. Complete silence followed, leaving only the sound of her rapid heartbeat inside her ears, and the heavy breath escaping her mouth. Something moved in the darkness ahead of her. It sounded like something slithering across the floor with a wet, sloshy sound. She covered her mouth with her hand to quieten her breathing. It was getting closer. She slowly retreated backwards, her heart now feeling like it was going to explode any minute. Somebody screamed in the distance, and whatever was approaching her paused, turned around, and headed towards this screaming man. Something scuttled in the grating above her head. The man's screams then died out into maddening silence. Diana continued on towards the front of the ship, carefully tiptoeing through the pitch-black corridors as silently as possible. The feeling of being watched from the darkness persisted until she finally made it to the cockpit. She turned on the emergency light above the Admiral's chair, then flicked a switch, opening the shutters on the front windows, and looked outside. Beyond her vision was a maddening sight, one which made her question her sanity, making her feel lost to reality.
What the fuck is that?
She said out loud. What she was seeing was completely beyond her comprehension. It had no shape to compare to anything she had seen. It terrified her. The lights came back on, then began to flicker again, and the familiar gentle thrumming of the engine returned. She turned around and saw it standing in the doorway. With every flicker of light, it got closer, until it was right in her face, breathing on her. Diana screamed, as the lights went out again.
Don't you dare touch me! Stand back!
And through the sounds of ripping flesh, her screams became silent.